A teenager in Mississippi on trial for murder, accused of shooting her stepfather and murdering her mother.
Hey, I need you to talk to me. What is your son wearing?
He was in jeans and a gray t-shirt. She's got short brownish hair.
So, jeans, a gray t-shirt, short brown hair.
She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran. She shot me in the neck.
Carly Gregg was just 14 years old when she was charged with murder, attempted murder, and tampering with evidence. Prosecutors say in March of this year, the teenager shot her mother, Ashley Smylie, in the neck, killing her. After killing her mother, Carly allegedly texted her friend, asking her to come over to see her mother's lifeless body. And when her stepfather, Heath Smylie, arrived home, he tried to wrestle the gun away from the teen, but was shot in the shoulder. Months after her mother's horrific death, now 15 years old, Carly Gregg went on trial after turning down a plea deal that would have sent her to prison for 40 years. During the state's opening statement, State Attorney Catherine White Newman told jurors Carly killed her mother after her mom was made aware of the secrets Carly kept hidden.
We're here because on March the 19th, 2024, Carly rode to school with her mother that day. Ashley was a school teacher at Northwest Rankin, taught geometry. Carly was in the 10th grade. You'll hear that morning, she got in a little altercation with one of her friends, cussed him out. But what you'll hear, ladies and gentlemen, from the testimony of this friend is that he was so worried about Carly's use of smoking marijuana, and so worried about her being high, and so worried about her having these burner phones that her mom didn't know about, that he felt compelled to tell Miss Ashley Smylie that day. Ladies and gentlemen, after the incident with Carly that morning, you'll hear that he gets in touch with another friend, and he's like, hey, you got to keep her distracted so I can go tell Miss Smylie what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, this friend cared about Carly. He was like, I gotta intervene. I gotta tell her. I'm afraid of what's happening. You'll hear from him that he did in fact tell Miss Smylie. That after 4th block that day, he goes and he tells Miss Smylie, hey, Carly has got these vapes. She's got this phone. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear then that Carly Gregg rides in the car home with her mother from school to their house. They leave school sometime after 3:30. They get home a little before 4. You'll hear that when they get inside the house, it's only their 2 dogs, Ashley Smylie and Carly Gregg. Immediately, Carly goes and lets the dogs out. You'll hear testimony that Ashley then goes into Carly's room. You'll hear that while Ashley is in her room, that Carly's still outside. At some point, Ashley finds what law enforcement believe to be the 4 boxes that contain vape pens. Testimony will be that we believe she carried them from Carly's room to her bedroom, went back to searching Carly's room. The evidence will show that almost immediately upon Carly coming inside the house, that she walks straight to her parents' bedroom, that she goes straight to her mom's side of the bed and removes a .357 Magnum from under the mattress. We believe the testimony will be that then she concealed that .357 Magnum behind her back. As she walked through the kitchen, she peeks her head around. We believe the testimony will show that she peeks her head around the kitchen to make sure that her mom hasn't come out of her bedroom. We believe the evidence will then show that she walked with that .357 Magnum behind her back, walked in to her own bedroom, and then fired 3 shots into her mother, killing her. Ladies and gentlemen, we believe the testimony will then be that after she puts the phone back down and walks out of sight with the camera, that between the next 45 minutes or so, that the defendant reaches out to or attempts to reach out to about 5 or 6 of her friends. Some were FaceTime, some were text messages. We believe the evidence will show that during this time, she was asking them all for help, trying to get them to come over to her house. She wouldn't tell them why. We believe that one of them's going to say he even offered to call 911, and she told him no. The evidence will also be that one of these friends did in fact come over to help Carly that day. She didn't know why, but she knew that her friend needed help, and she went to that home. We believe the evidence will show that when that friend arrived at Carly's house, that Carly walked to the front door, asked her, "Are you squeamish around dead bodies?" We believe the evidence will show that then she took that friend and showed her her dead mother laying on the floor. We believe the evidence will show that after that, she says, "I put 3 in my mom, and I got 3 more waiting for my stepdad when he gets home." We believe the evidence will show that then she tells this friend, "Hey, why don't you go wait outside in the backyard? My stepdad's about to be home." This friend will testify that she does go in the backyard and she hears gunshots. And the next thing she sees is Carly coming out of the back door. We believe the testimony will be that she fell down coming out of the back door, gets up and tells her to run. And these 2 individuals, this friend and Carly, jump over the fence and run separate directions.
But during the defense's opening statement, Carly's attorney told the jury she didn't have a criminal history and was an exceptionally bright kid. And while they admitted it's not a whodunit case, they instead went the route of giving jurors insight into why Gregg killed her mother and shot her stepfather.
We believe the evidence will show that there were 3 victims on March 19th. Ashley Smylie, Heath Smylie, and Carly Smylie. And Carly Gregg, that they were all 3 victims. We believe the evidence will show that Carly had been suffering from a mental illness, that Carly was not aware on March 19th that she had a mental illness. We believe the evidence will show that Carly's parents, who lived with her, were not aware that Carly was suffering from a mental illness. We believe the evidence will show that Carly's close friends who saw her at school every day were not aware that Carly was suffering from a mental illness, because it's hard to look at a person and understand that they have a mental illness. It's hard to look at a person and know that they have a mental illness. That's why it's often referred to as the invisible disease. A person can exhibit symptoms of a mental illness without people necessarily knowing that they have one, or other people necessarily knowing that's what another person has. While the events on March 19th were tragic, the events on March 19th were not intentional. The evidence will show, and the testimony will show, that Carly Gregg loved her mother. That Carly Gregg and her mother had a loving, close relationship. Carly Gregg's mom loved her. In fact, her life revolved around Carly, as parents' lives often do revolve around their children. Carly very much wanted to please her mother. Carly was an exceptional student. Made a 30 on the ACT when she was 13 years old. She was the apple of her mother and her stepfather's eye. And you will understand by the conclusion of this hearing why Carly's stepfather is still supporting her and standing behind her. Because he knows on March 19th, there were 3 victims.
The first witness called to the stand was 911 operator Kevin Collins, who testified Carly's stepfather Heath was the one who called in the shooting.
At first he said he had grazed the neck. Once during the middle of the call, he then stated that his wife was also shot dead on the floor, and I continued to talk to him until deputies arrived on scene.
When the 911 call played in court, Carly wept profusely while sitting at the defense table.
Calm down. What's your name? Heath Smylie. Okay, calm down for me. Give me your name again. Heath Smylie. Heath Smylie? Yes, sir. All right, Mr.
What's your phone number you calling me from? Did she hit you?
Yeah, I got hit in the neck a little bit.
Okay, so it grazed your neck?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what's her name?
Carly Gregg.
Carly Gregg? Does she still have a gun on her?
I took it from her. She ran.
You took it from her and she ran?
Yes, sir. She was screaming something at me I couldn't understand. I locked the door. She's outside. I don't know what's going on.
Which way did she run off to?
She ran into the backyard and went over a fence.
Ran into the backyard and went over your fence?
Yeah.
What is she wearing?
T-shirt, gray shirt and some jeans.
Gray shirt and jeans? About how tall is she?
5'2".
About 5'2"? What color hair?
Brownish. Brownish, just short hair.
5'2" with...
Back door, she opened fire on me and was just screaming.
Okay, just calm down for me. We got everybody headed for She what?
She killed her mom!
She killed her mom?
Yeah, that's what I'm screaming about!
Where's the mom?
Mama, when I do that, she tried to kill me!
Where's the mom at?
Following the shocking 911 call, next the state called Rankin County Deputy Hunter Lewis, who was first on scene to the Smylie home. His body cam video showed Carly's stepfather Heath falling immediately to the ground as soon as Deputy Lewis knocked on the door.
Sheriff's office! Hey, come outside for me. Hey, come here. Hey, where's your wife at, bud? Where's your wife at?
She's dead on the floor in that room!
She's where? Sheriff's office! Hello? I need medical here. Can you tell me what your son's wearing? Hey, I need you to talk to me. What is your son wearing?
He was in jeans and a grayish t-shirt. She's got short brownish hair.
So, jeans, a gray t-shirt, short brown hair.
She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran. She shot me in the neck. It's okay.
Does she still have the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter. I think there's one live round left in it. I opened the cylinder. I went in the back door. She tried to shoot me.
Hey, I need some gloves. Hey, he's saying that she ran towards Magnolia Place. Are you sure? He's grazed, but he's 10-2. It went through his shirt.
You got me right there.
Magnolia Place, that gate is subdivision.
She went over the side back towards my vehicle. She might have looked around this way.
Might have looked back, going back towards the pond right there. He's 22. Really not got she's laying on the floor with a towel.
A couple minutes later, emergency crews arrived and Heath is heard telling them it was his stepdaughter who shot him and killed her mom, leaving them shocked the shooting happened at the hands of a 14-year-old girl.
Does she have any kind of, what's her name, bud?
Carly Gregg.
Carly Gregg? How old is she?
14. She'll be 15 next month.
Okay.
It doesn't work. She's got me when I close the door. Where's she?
She jumped the fence, he said. She didn't go out the back door tonight.
Is he the only one?
No, we got one. She's 7. She's 9.
Okay.
The back door is locked. She did not go out the back door. Therefore, that's what he's claiming. Gray shirt, blue jeans, short brown hair. Hey, y'all do be advised, there's several firearms in the house. But the one that he's saying was used is laying on the table, but that doesn't mean she's not on it.
We don't know if she's gone. Let's go ahead and
All right, look at me. You going?
Yeah, I got it.
96 headed to you. There was a white male walking in whenever I was coming in. She's 14. Hey, buddy, listen to me, okay? I need to get some information from you. What is her name again?
Carly, C-A-R-L-Y.
C-A-R-L-Y?
Carly Madison Gregg, G-R-E-G-G.
G-R-E-G-G?
She's my stepdaughter.
Alright.
Her dad lives in Starkville, and we're having all kind of problems with him. He's
Okay.
drugs and
Alright. What is your name, sir?
Heath Smylie.
Heath Smylie? Okay.
She's getting back to that. Alright. Hey.
What's your wife's number? Name?
Ashley Smylie. Alright. Have you called her? Have you called her? Call her. Your wife. I just called her number twice and I ran in there looking for her and then I went in the room.
Hey, how old is Ashley? How's your wife?
40.
40? Hey, I need you to find an Ashley Smylie. Ashley Smylie, 40 years of age. White female. Suspect is going to be Carly, C-A-R-L-Y, Madison Gregg. Carly Madison Gregg, G-R-E-G-G.
Yes, sir, the top three. Hey, the top right.
Hey, let me,
Do y'all?
are y'all fixing to roll with him right now? Or y'all, I can't get a picture.
What I was going to say is if you need to get anything with him, do it.
Yeah.
And,
We will have somebody come to the hospital, I'm sure. So,
yeah.
So I'm just,
That's his wife. This is wife. This is yeah, his wife. That's her in the name. That's why he kept asking. His mom. That's his wife. And he kept asking, did you call his wife? I was trying to.
okay, all right.
This is their stepdaughter that did it.
Yes.
Go ahead and do what you got to do. Hey, so he's got a, no, I mean, I'm getting information good. It's a through and 30 through the shoulder. That's all right now. This is him. She's what? She's Ashley Smylie. She's 40 years old. And then the one we're looking for is Carly Gregg. She's 14. Okay. They've been having issues with her and the dad. So, this is a stepdaughter.
Heath Smylie was then taken onto a stretcher and rushed to the hospital, so the search for Carly began.
If I leave, who's going to take care of my dogs?
So we'll take care of that, okay?
He can let them in the kennel.
We'll take care of that, okay? I didn't really get much from him because he's so, you know, all he told me is she took, yeah, all he kept telling me was she ran out the back door, but the back door is deadbolted.
You got blood. What's the easiest way? Maybe he probably bolted it kind of in the heat of things to try to keep it from coming back. Did he say the wife's name was Ashley?
Ashley? Yeah. Who needs it?
Ashley Smylie.
Ashley Smylie. Where's mom? I was she in the back bedroom.
I like it. Yeah.
Hey Tyler, the gun that's used is right there on the counter in the kitchen. No.
Nobody?
No.
They're still alive?
Yeah.
My dad's kid? Dad saw who,
She's in here.
Also, no, it was a juvenile on the other side waiting for her.
what?
Oh, that's a little.
He has got his ass picked up?
Yeah, I got him off.
Sweet. Figure out where the fuck she's going.
Now that
This is Cops' case.
hey, there's a bunch of gun cases and stuff laying right there. That closet slam full of guns. So we know she may still have access to them. She's in there, Doug.
I'm not going to leave anything to follow through.
I mean, I couldn't get nothing in the front door.
That's out at 357. I don't think that is.
It's through and through.
That's the
That juvenile around here.
Sure he is.
He was explaining something to me about the mother, the father, because he's stepdad too.
Okay,
Yeah. He said that they're having issues with dad. Tell him me and Dustin's already cleared the house. Me and Dustin's already cleared the house. Me and Dustin cleared the house.
I'm talking to every closet, under the beds, everything. You know how juvenile hall will hide the damn spot.
But Dad, he said she ran out the back door.
I know. But Dad might. You never know. Look, I want to go through the house and I want to very politely. So I want to look under beds. I want to look in closets, behind clothes. Let's make sure she's not in this house before we exhaust a whole lot out of it. You know how juvenile hall.
Did y'all?
Me and Dustin walked through and cleared the house, but
did you look under beds?
we didn't go that far. We looked in closets and stuff like that.
Hey, come in here. Yeah,
I quickly cleared it, but I didn't.
Yeah, let's hit all of it.
Clear. Hey.
That's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you good.
No, mom and dad both got it.
Mom and dad both what?
Got hit.
Okay. And
Dad's got it through and through on the shoulder. He's already in the ambulance.
Was it the 14-year-old?
Yeah, the 14-year-old.
Yeah, I found that out on Blake, guys.
Yeah. He said it's 40 years old. Did y'all not hear break?
Yeah, I heard the break.
That was 14. I'm going right.
Who throws up?
You guys said he was trying to meet with her?
Yeah. Well, she texted me.
No. Where was the other guy? Who was that? The one that I was just talking to? Yeah. Nancy? Nancy. Okay. Yeah.
That's it for me on.
What do you want, Nancy? She's 14, so she's not gonna have anything. But there's some screens. There's some screens in here. You see, this thing right here is doing some pictures. But he said her hair is short now.
The last witness called on day one of the trial was Carly Gregg's 16-year-old classmate and friend, whose testimony wasn't shown or recorded on camera due to him being a minor. According to reports, the teen described Carly being a genius, but also testified she would self-harm when she was in trouble at home. On day two of the trial, Carly's 16-year-old friend, known as BW in court documents, reportedly testified Carly asked her to come over on March 19th because she needed help. The teen witness said Carly asked her if she'd ever seen a dead body before, showing her mother's lifeless body on the floor in their home. The 16-year-old testified Carly was carrying a gun on the day of the murder and admitted to shooting her mother 3 times, then asked her if she wanted to go outside while she took care of her stepdad. The next witness called would be another key witness in the state's case, delivering powerful testimony as he had to relive what happened on March 19th. Stories like this one are obviously very tough, but they're important to tell. And part of the reason we're able to do so is from our great sponsors like Upside. So I want to take time to thank Upside for sponsoring us at Law&Crime. Now, if you're wondering what's Upside, it's a free app that gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas and groceries. And it's actual real cash back too. Money appears in your Upside app that you can transfer straight into your bank account. So here's what you do. You download the Upside app, then you claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. I went to 7-Eleven, got some candy and some other snacks and used the app. Honestly, it's super easy. You can use the app at places like Shell, Exxon, and even fast food favorites like Taco Bell, and that's just to name a few. So to find out how much you could earn, download Upside or click the link in the description and use our promo code LCNews to get 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. Again, that's promo code LCNews for an extra 25 cents back on your first gallon of gas. That witness would be Carly's stepfather, Heath Smylie. As the prosecution eased him into his testimony, he described his wife, Ashley, who loved being a teacher and loved her kids at school, but also loved her daughter tremendously.
How much did Ashley love Carly?
They loved each other so much. She just, everything she did, she planned out for Carly and around Carly.
Tell us about yours and Carly's relationship before March 19, 2024.
We were always good. We laughed and played and messed around, loved video games, and took her to karate stuff until she kind of got tired of that, and she started going to guitar practice weekly, so I was taking her to that every week. We got along great.
You liked being a stepdad?
Yes.
sometimes with children comes discipline, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you say, or how would you describe the type of parent that Ashley was to Carly?
She was, like I said, always thinking about Carly and just Carly's first no matter what. She would do anything in the world for her and would try to get the best for her every day.
Were there times that you and Ashley would have to punish Carly?
Of course.
Give us some examples of that, Heath.
You know, she had troubles growing up back and forth with the stepdad and everything, so she would always wanting to try to make friends at the house and around home. And Ashley was always trying to, you know, keep an eye on her, make sure she was okay and knew where she was. And Ashley had to fuss at her a time or two about, I know you can't go here, you can't go there, it's too late, that kind of thing. But she never really, day to day, got in trouble, really.
I want to ask you, was there a time that a boy named Thad came over to y'all's house?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen what you recall about that day?
We were all sitting at the house and there was a knock at the door, and Ashley checked the doorbell camera and we didn't know who it was. Carly had talked to us about Dad and we knew who it was, we just didn't have a face to the name. And Carly saw who it was and didn't want to see him, so I went to the door and just said, I'm sorry, you know, I told him he must have the wrong house, and came back in and shut the door.
Where were Ashley and Carly when you were at the front door with Thad?
They went around, I guess, into the hallway or maybe one of the bedrooms, I'm not sure.
At any point, did it appear that Ashley was physically holding Carly back from going to the front door?
No.
At any time after you told told Thad that Carly didn't live there, did Carly act like she was upset with you?
No.
Did she act like she was upset with Ashley?
No.
Do you think that she would have been mad enough to have said, like, she almost murdered y'all because you wouldn't let Thad come in the house?
That's not the feeling I got from it at all.
He went on to testify about a few instances Carly got in trouble at school, including an instance of her bringing a knife, which resulted in her being sent to an alternative school for a small period of time. He testified he and Carly's mother were aware that Carly was self-harming and took her to a therapist.
And you don't have any personal knowledge about any medication that was prescribed, do you?
Not until after this. I knew she'd been on one and they changed her up to something else.
You don't have any knowledge on whether or not Carly was actually taking that medicine, do you?
She had been taking one a day, I think, until they wanted to swap her up to a different one. So I'm not sure on the time frames on that. I'm sure it's in the record somewhere.
Yeah, and Heath, so I've been prescribed medicine before, and sometimes I take it, sometimes I don't. Did you actually physically see Carly taking her medication?
Ashley would have her go get it and make sure she was taking the whatever it was, one a day or whatever. She kept an eye on that.
Do you know if on March the 19th, 2024, did you see Carly take any medicine?
The 19th?
Yeah, March the 19th of 2024.
No, ma'am. Not that afternoon.
The morning?
Oh, no. I don't know about that morning. She usually would take it in the evening when she ate.
When the prosecution asked Heath about the morning of his wife's murder, he said the day began as normal, but would receive a message on his phone from his wife that he believed was actually from Carly.
Got up and went to work just like always. She would fix tea or something in the morning and get in the car and take off. Nothing seemed unusual at all.
Did you also see Carly that morning?
Yes.
Can you describe for us what, if anything, you noticed about Carly that morning?
Didn't notice anything different.
How would Ashley get to work every morning?
She'd drive her and Carly down to the school.
And then how would they both ride back together from school to the house?
Yes.
Did they usually leave, or on March the 19th, did they leave before you or after you that morning?
Usually a couple minutes before.
What about, not on the 19th, but on a regular day, would they get home before or after you got home from work?
They were always home before me unless something happened at my work and I was able to get out a minute early, which is very rare.
Tell us about what that next message is that you got from Ashley's phone, Heath.
It said, "You almost home, honey."
Does that sound like something Ashley would typically say to you?
Not typically, but it wouldn't have been totally out of the realm. I think she would have phrased it slightly different, but I don't know.
What time was that text message sent to you?
That says 4:14.
Do you recall telling law enforcement that you thought that Carly actually sent you that text instead of Ashley?
I was wondering about that one at the time. Yes.
And then what did you respond to that message?
Said, "No, I'll be here for a little bit yet," meaning at work.
And then you can't see it on this, but I think maybe Carly or whoever had her Ashley's phone sent you a thumbs up.
Sounds correct. Yes, it's not on there.
So, Heath, let me ask you, what made you think that that was Carly that sent that message and not Ashley?
I don't know, just something with the phrasing of it maybe. I'm not sure.
He testified when he came home on March 19th, he was met with a gun in his face.
What did you remember seeing, Heath?
Just gun flash in my face, and then it went off 2 more times, but my hand was on the gun after the first shot, and I twisted it from her.
Who was pointing that gun at you?
It was Carly.
Who pulled the trigger when you opened the door?
The first one I know was Carly. After that, my hand was on the gun too, and I know I had a scratch on my thumb and all. I very well could have hit it, I know, that third time.
How close, Heath, was that gun to your face when that went off?
Maybe a foot.
Did you ever get struck by a bullet?
Yes, one of them kind of grazed right through this muscle up here.
Can you tell, ladies and gentlemen, what did that feel like?
I know this sounds weird, but I honestly have never felt it to this day.
When the gun went off in your face, tell ladies and gentlemen, I mean, was your body in a state of shock?
Not at that moment. I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Did you see anybody inside your home other than Carly?
No.
Walk us through, you said that you were able to at some point get the gun from her. Tell us, Heath, what is it that you remember after that?
She was screaming out of her mind, scared. It was like she had seen a demon or something. She was terrified. And my first thought was there was an intruder somewhere, and she thought she was after somebody else.
He said he never saw anyone in the home outside of Carly. He said when Carly left the gun after running away, he noticed only 1 bullet left out of the 7 shot. He said when he went to check on his wife, Ashley, he immediately noticed blood as she laid on the floor with a towel covering her face.
She was laying on her back and had her hands kind of across her, and a towel over her face.
Do you remember what color the towel was?
I do not.
When you saw her laying there, what's the very next thing that you did?
Checked her pulse, see, and kind of moved the towel, and then called 911.
And Heath, when you moved the towel, what did you see?
I knew she had been shot. There was blood around, but I don't really recall exactly where. Somewhere in the right side of her face.
While under cross-examination by Carly's defense, they showed chilling surveillance video from the day of the murder, with screams being heard from inside the home before Carly and her friend take off from the home. After Carly's stepfather got off the stand, additional surveillance video was presented pointing toward the kitchen, showing Carly and her mother arriving home and letting their dogs inside the house. Minutes go by and Carly is seen seemingly walking to where they kept the guns in the home and making sure the coast is clear before shooting at her mother 3 times while appearing calm moments after killing her mother. On day 3 of trial, more body cam video was presented to jurors, showing Carly getting arrested by police after they found her on the side of the road.
I got her handcuffed. All right, sweetie. Look. Let me see him step out real quick for me. All right. Hey, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them around to the front of you, okay? I'm going to move the handcuffs around to the front of you. Okay. All right. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to swab your hands, okay?
Yeah.
Right. Now, we'll ask you a bunch of questions, but obviously you fired with a pistol, correct?
Pistol.
Okay.
All right, look. I need you to hold your hand out like this. I'm going to do your right hand first, okay? It's your right hand. Just like that.
Swab up here.
What is this?
It's a GSR. It shows which hand did you shoot with?
Okay.
Which hand did you shoot with?
I think
I'm going to go up.
Flop the hand, turn the hand over.
Turn it over.
Rub on the outside part around the knuckles.
Where do you want, where do you want kids from?
I guess you can put it in my vehicle with my key. The key fob is in my left pocket.
All right, now, so go ahead and take. All right.
is my stepdad okay?
I don't know, baby. I can't talk to you about this.
Here, I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
As the murder of Carly Gregg's mother and the shooting of her stepfather shocked many, it will be up to jurors to make the final decision. Was this a calculated killing, or will they buy the defense's theory that the then 14-year-old was experiencing a mental health crisis? And if Carly Gregg is convicted, she faces 20 years to life in prison. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth Millner.